Right, it's a big day today and I hope it lives up to my expectations. We all know that Celtic and Rangers arguably have the best fan bases within the UK. They're certainly up there in the top few, aren't they? I'm hoping that today they prove themselves as two of the best fan bases within the UK and bring the atmosphere to Hampden Park. Tomorrow, Rangers play St Mirren away. Tomorrow, Celtic play Dundee away. Both men's teams are in action tomorrow on Sunday. Today's Saturday. It is Rangers versus Celtic in the Scottish Women's Cup semi-final. It's always a special occasion whenever these two play each other. My first ever derby game between these two clubs was actually the women's game at Airdrie, a couple of seasons ago now. I've seen a few B-team versions of this derby as well in the Lowland League. I've also seen many men's versions of this fixture as well, and I'm hoping that today, since it's at the National Stadium, since both men's teams aren't actually playing today, that the atmosphere is incredible and probably the best women's atmosphere that we've ever seen on this channel. We've covered a lot of women's football, from the Champions League to internationals to old firms, like I say. Over the last 15 years, Glasgow City have been the biggest, historically, the dominant team. But over the last maybe 2 or 3 years, Rangers and Celtic have really invested in their women's teams. How much has that sort of impacted the whole of women's football and really put it on the map in this country?
I think it is. I think it is good because I think if you look at the attendances, you and I were at the League Cup semi-final. There was a good attendance for that. I mean, that was 2 Glasgow teams in Edinburgh.
Yeah. Oh, the final, over at Tynecastle.
The final, and I mean that was fantastic. I think it has had a big impact. I think, Rangers put a lot of money into it, every year. The girls will tell you themselves that the club do a lot for them. The facilities are unbelievable, and I think you're going to see a lot. I think it's good for families, Sam, see, for kids, to introduce them to a game like this, because let's be honest, you're not going to introduce them to a men's game like this.
Okay, so this is Hampden Park as well.
Bring them in, and that kind of, because at the end of the day, Sam, I'm not going to be here forever, so the kids have got to come on and on and on.
Yeah,
and I think this is ideal.
And today, do you know if it's a sellout or not? Are they still selling tickets?
I think there were still tickets on sale this morning. I think it's only, I've only paid £10, which I think is phenomenal for a semi-final between Rangers and Celtic.
Of course, yeah.
At any level.
Still at the National Stadium.
And at National Stadium as well, yeah.
But so even if it's not a sellout, do you think the atmosphere will still be up there?
I still think it'll be a good one. I think, because there's still, listen, I woke up this morning, Sam, and I'm like, we need to win this today.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, it could be tiddlywinks.
If it's Celtic and Rangers,
win. And of course it's on the BBC Scotland channel, so it's getting a bit of airplay as well, free to view, which is good, because we need that. We need more people, more eyes on it, get people to come along and enjoy it.
Flight up this morning.
So you're pals together, right? But your teams are playing against each other today.
Yes.
Does today still mean as much to you? Obviously it's a women's game, but is it still everything to you to win today?
Yes. I think I'm 3-0.
3-0 to Celtic?
Yes.
And what are you saying?
2-1 Rangers.
2-1 Rangers. So, but you're going to be friends before the game?
Yes.
Friends after the game?
Yes.
Not friends for 90 minutes?
No.
2-1 Celtic.
What do you think?
2-1 to Celtic.
And you go to all the games, you're telling me?
Yeah.
Up at Airdrie. Who's been your favourite player for Celtic this season?
Caitlin.
Caitlin, and for you?
Caitlin.
And do you think she's going to be the best player today?
Probably.
And if it's not her, who's going to be the standout player, do you think?
Tasha Flynn.
Here we are inside Hampden, Celtic versus Rangers. It doesn't get much bigger than that. And yeah, I have 2 tickets for today. I have one for the Rangers end and one for the Celtic end. I'm going to spend one half with the Rangers fans, one half with the Celtic fans. I've got a big decision to make who I'm going to go with first, because imagine I go in an end for each half where there's not a goal. I want to see some goals in each half that I'm in. So I don't know how I'm going to do this. The Rangers are right in front of me. I might do them in the first half, Celtic in the second. But yeah, we'll see how today goes. Just kicked off, and yeah, it's Celtic versus Rangers at Hampden Park on a nice sunny day. Cup semi-final. The 2 men's teams are playing away tomorrow, of course. Here's the Rangers fans, and Celtic have certainly brought a lot more fans. We're going to go over there in the second half. We're going to sit with the Rangers fans in the first half. But to be honest, I thought there'd be a lot more people here than this today. It's quite disappointing. Hopefully these videos can serve as a bit of an advert for women's football.
Well,
And Demi.
And how often do you come and watch the Rangers ladies play then?
As often as I can. I live in Aberdeen, Demi studies in Dundee,
Okay,
so
yeah.
and I go to all the men's games,
Yeah,
so
okay.
I go to as many as I can.
And so big occasion here today at Hampden, obviously playing Celtic. I suppose it's always a big game when Rangers play Celtic, right?
Yeah, I'd want Rangers to beat Celtic at Tiddlywink, so yeah, absolutely.
I've had that answer today as well already. And who's been your favourite player of the season so far then?
For me,
Any or Mia Macaulay.
Okay, I like Nicola Doherty as well. She's done well.
Yeah.
She's a big Glasgow City legend before she came to Rangers. And score prediction for today, what are you both saying?
I'll say
3-2?
2-0 Rangers.
So the number 11 for Celtic, you're telling me, has
Yes. She's played for Celtic. She was with Rangers a couple of seasons
Colette
ago.
Kavanagh, right? Yeah, so she's
Played for both.
the female Kenny Miller. What's your best memory from supporting the Rangers women?
It would be probably Sam watching them winning the trophy against Hearts.
Was that?
That was the one.
Oh,
a few
the one
weeks
just
back.
recently?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, at Hearts. Okay, yeah, cool.
Against Thistle, yeah, at Hearts. That was a fantastic day. I really enjoyed that. I think seeing them lifting a trophy. I think for you know, these girls are Rangers fans.
Yeah.
So to see them lifting a trophy is phenomenal. So that
And
was a
obviously,
fantastic day.
not the most recent one that you just mentioned, but the season before, I was at that one as well.
Yeah.
I think you were there too.
Yeah,
the Union Bears were there at that one, but they
Yes.
weren't the last one. They're not here today. The Celtic Ultras aren't here either. Do you think there could be more done to sort of bring them in, to bring up the atmosphere a little bit
Sam,
in days like this?
because I think they would want to come along. I understand there might be a policing issue, but let's be sensible. It's a women's game. Let's promote it. Let's get the
Give it the best chance possible
let's
to
get
grow.
The coaches
Yeah.
involved, TiVos, you know. Go on, Nick. Ferdinand here.
I was devastated, man. I was still.
So we've done a Rangers half. Let's do a Celtic half. I can't say that I've ever done an Old Firm before with both sets of fans, but here we go. Are you Celtic supporters?
Yes.
And so you're in the hospitality today?
Yes.
What brings you along to today's game then?
Well, we have hospitality seats for the men at Parkhead.
Yeah, okay.
We thought we'll show something for the girls. We'll go and support the girls.
And test out the hospitality here at Hampden, how is it?
It's very good, by the
Yeah,
way.
it's been good up there. You got your bottle
Expensive, but
there
good.
too? Okay,
Yeah.
but worth the money if you get your bottle for
Yeah.
half time and all that as well. And what have you thought of the first half?
No comment.
Yeah, it's not been the best of games actually.
at times, but
Seems like one of those games that maybe neither team wants to lose rather than go and win.
Correct.
Yeah.
It happens in these bigger games, doesn't it? Do you come and watch a lot of the women's games?
Some of the games, not all of them.
Okay. And what have you thought of their season so far?
Oh, Celtic ladies are having a great season.
They're doing really well, aren't they?
Yeah, top of the league. Maybe a men and ladies double this year.
Of course. Or it could be in it, but yeah, you could have some success obviously with the men and the women this
Possibly,
year.
possibly.
And it's a little bit different, isn't it, coming to women's compared to the men's games? Because like you were just telling me
More
over there,
chilled, but laid back atmosphere. And we've got mixed families coming and watching the game. Rangers and Celtic supporters sitting together.
Yeah, you
I
certainly
don't
get
think
that
we'd
everywhere.
get that in the men's
you certainly
game.
wouldn't. So yeah, the game is sort of fizzling out a little bit now. It's not been brilliant. 65th minute, 0-0. Real lack of chances actually. It feels like a game where both teams don't want to lose rather than want to go and win it, if you know what I mean. This game needs a goal, honestly. It just needs something to spark it into life a little bit. But yeah, the crowd atmosphere could be a bit better if there was obviously more people here. There was 10,000 I think for the cup final last season. This is the semi-final. But what I like about today is the freedom of Hampden that I've got. Obviously we've been in the Rangers end, we're now in the Celtic end, we've been in the media room, and we're sat in the big comfy seats here right up the top of the stand. We've got ourselves a coffee, padded seats, armrest, can't complain. We're in a section now that's like split between like a little bit of Celtic and a little bit of Rangers. You wouldn't get that at the men's game, would you?
No, I wouldn't get that at the men's game.
and
Actually, normally it is mixed in the women's games.
Yeah, it's
So we
usually
go
not
to
too bad, I
Airdrie and stuff
suppose.
like that. We go to Airdrie and stuff like that, it's usually split, you know what I mean?
Oh, so you do it at Airdrie? Yeah, I've seen a game at Airdrie before.
It's mixed and segregated.
So I suppose it is technically a bit of segregation because there's the Rangers fans over there, but
Aye.
I mean, you two are friends, you're a Celtic fan, you're a Rangers fan. your families are here, you might as well come and sit together for the game. And what have you thought so far?
Boring game.
No. But in general, would you recommend that more people come and watch the women's game? Obviously today's not been great, but generally it's quite good.
Just a more family atmosphere.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to come to, isn't it? Yeah.
Enjoy it.
There we go, look at that. Just as I was saying in the first half, I want to be somewhere where there's going to be goals in the second half. I've come over here, but it was funny seeing his reaction. He shot off to the toilet, I think. But yeah, that was funny seeing his reaction. As Rangers scored, he celebrated in the Celtic end. That is something that I certainly have never seen before. You all play for Celtic. What age group?
Under 14s.
So a few years' time, we'll see a few of you out there on Hampden and Airdrie and stuff. Who's been the player of the season for Celtic so far?
A
few different. Caitlin Hayes. And losing just now, what do you make of that goal that Rangers just scored?
Not happy.
From a corner.
They should have defended. I think they should have. Like, they haven't even taken a chance.
Do you think they can come back?
Yeah.
And who's going to win the SWPL this season?
Celtic!
Amazing. It's 2-0 to Rangers. He's missed this one. Two 2-0 now.
Absolutely shocking.
What's going on? The last 10 minutes have just sort of fallen apart a little bit there. I will do. I don't know if I will, but if I do, I'll tell them, okay? That's a hello to all the sidemen. 2857. I wish there was a little bit more here today. You're here to support your mate's cousin today, and she is?
What?
Her name was?
Mia.
And what did you think of her today?
She's alright.
She played well.
She did well?
On our part of the game.
And Rangers will be in the final?
Yeah.
2 Scottish Cup finals, one day after the other. Do you think they'll win both?
I hope so. Yeah.
So there we have it. I've watched an Old Firm derby in with the Celtic fans and the Rangers fans in one game. I bet not many of you can say you've done that, and I've even found a Rangers fan celebrating a goal in the Celtic end. Brave man. But yeah, it's obviously a different thing compared to like the men's games. I suppose these women's games are a little bit more family friendly, as you'd have seen at the end there, like all the players come up like into the crowd for ages after the game, and that's just something that you don't see in the men's game. So it's a different kettle of fish, but I hope you've enjoyed this video anyway. I hope I've still managed to make a good video out of it despite the game actually being pretty poor. Like I've said, I've done a lot of women's games, and look, just like the men, sometimes you can go and the games are scintillating and they're like 4-3, and sometimes you can come and the bigger games especially, like they can be cagey, which it was today, but at least we're getting away early and it didn't go to extra time. My favourite. I'm going to leave 2 of my favourite Celtic and Rangers related videos on screen. One will be Celtic related, one will be Rangers related. So if you're a Rangers fan or a Celtic fan, then you will love either of these videos, depending on which side of the city you fall. Thank you so much, and goodbye.